Yo, people, what's good, what's good, what's good? How is everyone doing this wonderful, wonderful Monday evening? Man, oh man. Um, bruh, it's been a long day so far. It's been a long, long day. I've been up since 6 something, 7 something, I don't know, but I've been up for a while. And it's like, oof, this day is still going on. It's still going on, but we here, man. We here. Oh, the agua hits so nice. Anyway, we are working on my album still today, so let's just jump straight into it. But before I do, actually, let me give you guys a breakdown of a little bit about what's going on. So, this morning when I was having a shower, I had an idea, and I was like, "Bro, I cannot lose this idea." So before I had to start work, I jumped on my laptop and was like trying to put down as much of this idea as I could remember as I could. And it ended up taking a slightly different shape in the end. The melody that I was working on, I ended up forgetting the melody, but the rest of the bones of the track is there. So it's like, oh, okay, I got something. I like where I'm at with it so far. So I'll show you guys what I've got so far, and then we will kind of proceed on to just continuing with the beat. But I'm kind of stuck right now in terms of where I'm at. Like, I don't really know what else to add to the beat. I know that arrangement is going to take this beat places, but it still needs an extra little something. Something. And maybe what I need to do is put an arrangement in just so I have more of an idea. I think maybe as well I need to start writing lyrics to it too. So maybe I'll write lyrics in this session. Maybe I won't. I honestly don't know. But yeah, I got this beat here. So what I'll do is I'll wait for the ad to like run, and then after the ad is done and dusted, then we'll get into the making of the beat. But yeah, literally this morning before starting work, like I was like, bro, I have to get this down. I have to. Like I'm feeling this vibe right here, you know. So yeah, I like how it's sounding so far. It's a vibe. It's a vibe. But like I said, I'll wait for the advert to run. I'll wait for the notification to come up in the chat that the ad is running, and then we'll be able to take it from there. Oh man, it's been a long day, bro. It really, really has been a long day. Alright, cool. The advert's running now. So, if I remember correctly, I don't like having this on. Yeah, because it looks kind of just weird. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it's not so bad when it's like that, but whatever. Let me turn off the autofocus on this as well, because I realize that this is annoying. That's the white balance. But let me see, camera control, focus, auto off. There we go. So we're not being annoying with that. Okay, doke. So well, that should be fine. Um. All right. Maybe I should get a sip of beer because I do have a beer. Should I take a sip of beer? I don't even know. Also, I want to announce other stuff as well. So again, I'm gonna wait for the adverts to be done, and then we'll get into the what's it called? We'll get into the bean making. Turn myself into a little bean maker. Man, oh man, I need to upload some new videos to TikTok as well. Maybe I'll do that after the stream. All right, cool. But yeah, adverts are finished as well. So, a couple of announcements. Kazi Sukai, no worries, man. Thank you for coming through for the lurk. Couple of announcements. First off is first off is that I'm streaming because I had an injured back and I didn't know if I'd be okay to stream today, and I am now streaming. So yeah, we're back on regular schedule with streaming. So Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, 7 till 9 p.m. GMT. Next announcement is that my giveaway for this month has now been announced in my Discord server. If you want to enter, the rules and regulations for it are on my Discord. So please, please, please go over to Discord and join. You can gain an entry from either being a sub on my Twitch channel, from interacting in my Twitch channel, or interacting in my Discord server. So I've done it in such a way where it doesn't matter whether you're on Discord or Twitch, you can be eligible for entering. The main aim of the game is support, basically. So if you are supporting, like if you're interacting with me, engaging with my streams, engaging with my server, then chances are you'll be entered into the giveaway. But I will say that to register your interest, you have to be on Discord. Okay. In the future, I'll figure out how to rework the way I do this, but for the time being, this is how it is. So you need to be on Discord to register your interest. So join my Discord server, get stuck in, and you'll have a chance to win this month's prize, which is a £20 voucher for PSN, Xbox, Nintendo, or Steam. Any one of your choice. So if you want some free money, basically, talk. That's basically what it boils down to. Kit Splits, that's what's up. How you doing? Thank you for coming through despite the fact that you're at work. How is work going? I'm assuming it's not too busy if you have the time to be in my stream. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thankfully, my back is feeling a lot better now, so not in nearly as much pain as I was on Friday evening. So yeah, I'm feeling all right. I'm not 100% yet. There's definitely still pain there, but I'm good enough to sit at a chair. I've been sitting on this chair literally all day for work, so I know that I'm okay. I'm okay enough to be on stream right now. So yeah, but I'm doing good, and I'm doing even better because I was working on a beat this morning before work, and I was really in love with this beat. So without further ado, I'll kind of just get into it. What I'll do is switch over to this screen. It's so boring, literally no one's in. Hey, as long as you get paid your money either ways, then who really cares then? But this is the beat that I've been working on so far. I've literally hoping they'll send me home early. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, if you don't mind answering, what is it that you work as? If you don't want to answer, that is absolutely fine. But yeah, what kind of industry is it that you're in? I need to put these headphones in. I honestly don't know if wearing these headphones is going to make it sound a whole lot different than it was when I was playing it over the speakers. And I can't lie, part of me kind of wants to say F you guys. I want to be able to listen to this in all its glory. But I'm trying to, be nice to you guys. So let me make it so that you guys can hear it nicely. And then, yeah. Gonna run off now, but have a nice stream. No worries, yo. Do your thing. Let me make sure I've got this playing. Yeah, cool, sweet. So, let me show you guys how I built this beat this morning. So, originally, it started off with just this. Oh, wait, hold up. You guys can't hear. Let's stop that. Put that on. Now you guys should be able to hear. So, first off, it started off with just this kick. Very simple, right? Then I added this snap. And so this is where I started off with, and then afterwards I added the breath. So then the breath came in. Wait, no, the bass came in like this. Also, I would recommend you guys have headphones for this stream, but if you don't, I'm not mad at you, but you're gonna want them. Then after this, I think is when I added the breath actually. Yeah. So then I was like, okay, this is a nice start, but it needs a little something. So then I added this. Just a nice little breath on that, you know what I mean? Then I added the rim hits or the rim shots. So they come in on 1, 2, 3, and then I hit that. I was like, ooh, okay. All right, I'm not mad at this. But then I'm like, bro, the bass needs a little extra to it, So that's when I then added the sub bass. And once I added the sub bass, I was like, yeah, now we're cooking. So then this is what I did on top. And that just is rumbling in the speakers now, you know what I mean? But I wanted the bass to be a little different from the sub bass as well, So the sub bass roughly follows the bass, but it's got its own little thing as well. You can see the two different shapes over here. How'd I go? But then I was like, oh, this needs a little extra now percussion wise to really make it greasy. So then I added these hats. So that's where I'm at with the beat right now. So you guys hear the vision? You guys see the vision? You guys with the game plan right now? You guys get it? Like, do you get it? Do you not get it? Like, you tell me. You know what I mean? You tell me. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the beat so far. So I'm now just like, bruv, what do I do with this? You know, like, I like where we're at so far. This is a good place, but it needs a little something extra on the top, and I'm just trying to figure it out. I asked my fiance what kind of ideas she had for it, and she was thinking that maybe it needs something like a violin on the top or something. I was like, okay. And I tried playing around with it, but I couldn't quite find anything I liked. I did have this on the top, but I wasn't too much of a fan. So yeah, not a big fan of that, so that's why I've got it muted. But then yeah, other ideas that I was trying. I don't know, but I need to figure out something, and I don't know what sound that it is that I'm looking for. What's this? Wait, hold on. Maybe, actually, I'm not mad at that. Maybe there is room for this sound. Get rid of that then. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's get rid of this idea, because I didn't like this idea in the first place anyway. And yeah, let's try this. By the way, Brown Sugar Saga was good. Welcome to the broadcast. No worries, do your thing. Thank you for lurking. If you do, you know, overhear anything in this beat and you're like, ooh, it could use this or that, please let me know in the chat, because I'm struggling for direction right now. So yeah, let me know. Let me see. Okay, cool. I messed up. Try again. Ugh. No, I kind of like double hit this note over here. Quantize it, get rid of that, move this over, stretch that out, have that not overlap, stretch it all the way out to the end. Okay, cool. And then There's a flute. Do they have flute over here? Nah, they've never had flute, have they? So now I'm thinking, if I take this sub bass, copy the rhythm of this, put it. Oh, pattern 6 disappeared. Whoops. Oh, don't matter. Wait, what? Oh no. Oh, that's what I wanted. Over that, like that in there. Yeah. Obviously, we are going to change this sound, and that's basically what I'm trying to figure out now. Like, part of me thinks it should be like a flute. I don't know where wind instruments are again. Because I know it's... Wait, no, hold up a sec. I'm on Sakura, aren't I? So, yeah. It's these ones, but I don't want any of those ones. I think it's... Generator, Synth, Classic, Citrus. I have some of these plugins which are like my go-tos because they just always have the sorts of sounds that I like. But one day I will experiment. Let me see. It was really changing the sound of all that. That sounds very different with the flute added on top. That is very different. I was surprised about that. But yeah, it's not a flute that I'm looking for. But that sounds very, very different. Nah, not that. Nah, I don't want the hot air flute. Out of curiosity, I just want to hear what it sounds like. It reminds me of a level in Sonic the Hedgehog. I shouldn't have called it flute. Why do I call it a flute when it's a saw? Hold on, let me change the name. It's gonna confuse me otherwise. I don't think I have. Yeah. Well, it's actually a square. Whatever. Call it a square. If I can spell square properly. And I want to change the color of square to, yeah, sure. Which means I also have to change the name of flute to square. Because, again, going to confuse me otherwise. There we go. Cool, so that's square. Mute in the square. Because I kind of just wanted to hear what it's like with just the trumpet. Let's just try. Right on that. Get rid of the top. And then maybe I should go lower. Nah. I kinda like the 2 layers to that though. So it's not the worst idea in the world. But I don't know. Alright, let me just remove one of those lines while I just look for the sound it is that I'm looking for. So I don't think it's a trumpet. In fact, let me not even go into this. Let me just scroll through. I was gonna say I couldn't hear that, but yeah, no. Wait, are we in basses now? Oh, that sounds so nice. But it's not for this track. Where did I pick this up from? Because I was in, oh yeah, the flute. Ah, so we're in here now. Definitely not any of these. Definitely not a lead. I honestly don't know. That sounds so cold. Like you can kind of hear it, but it clashes with the other basses in there. You know what I mean? So that's why I wouldn't bother using it. So, not a bass. We don't want to use a bass. We're done with basses. We've got all the bass that we need in this track. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want a synth. Do I want strings? That's high. Maybe I just need a all right, let's take a risk. Let's try Toxic Biohazard. I have no idea what this sounds like. I have no idea what the hell these are. Leads, pads, percussions, rhythmical. What the hell is rhythmical? I don't know. That is a cold sound, but it's not what I'm looking for. In another lifetime, maybe, but not on this track. But that's called a cold. Let me see what else is popping in here. Ooh, I kind of like that. No. I kind of fucks with that. That's cold. That's not bad either. But I think I prefer Backing Gate so far. Yo, Will, what's good? Welcome to the broadcast. How you doing, man? I was gonna say I couldn't hear the play chords, but play chords ain't bad. Nah, Psychosomatics too much. I like Postulation, fam. I quite like that. I can't even lie. Alright, let's hear what the others one sounds. Definitely not that. Let's try Super Gay. Super Sweet? No. Traveler? Yeah, no. Alright, let's back to Postulation. Alright, so let's see what's... Alright, let's turn it up a little bit. But I'm thinking maybe with this I should be like... Maybe I should be doing something like that. Ooh, I kind of like that. So let me hear. Alright, no worries, bro. I'll catch you in a bit, man. Thanks for coming through, though. Maybe okay. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna call it Pulsation. So Pulsation. No idea what the hell I'm gonna. Let's give it that color. Why not? Do they not have like a? Hold on. I was gonna say, bro. Yeah, y'all ain't got red. Y'all ain't got red in this motherfucker. I mean, it's not red, but I guess it'll do. And then we'll just do it like that. Pulsation. And then we're gonna call the pattern Pulsation. By the way, this is just how I work. Like, this is how my brain works for this stuff. Like, I give the patterns the same names as the tracks over there, but then if I have variations within it, so for example, I've got like hat number 2 and then hat, then like that's just what works for me, sort of thing, right? So just to kind of let you in on how my head works, basically. Also, I realized I'm getting some nonsense Instagram messages. Plus, I need to charge my phone, so let me do that right now. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do now then is I'm literally just gonna copy everything I've got so far, paste it over, and then I have a variation on the Pulsation. So we're gonna clone it. Actually, no, we're not even gonna clone it. Yeah, we're gonna clone it. And we're gonna put it over there. But we are going to get up in the guts of it, and we're gonna do the so then it'll change over here to be 1, 2, 3, and then we so something like that. All right, cool. Fuck it. Let's just go in, shall we? Hold up, let me. Does that just in case it does any nonsense with what I'm trying to do? Nonsense automation. All right, let's go. Let's play it straight from here, though. Definitely some notes in there that need to get rid of, like that and that. Clean it up with the quantize. Put that up like that. Make sure no other notes are overlapping. Yep, so I knew there was one somewhere. That one too, and that one there. Undoes that. Alright, let's hear what it sounds like. Wait. Yeah, that's what I should have done. So, boom, boom, that will go like that. Oh, it should be the other way. Let me see, so from here. Oh, whatever. I could do that actually. So if I take off just a little bit there. I don't know if I like that. Maybe I should just let it rock the whole way through. Yeah, so let's hear what it's like in the song. I'm not mad at that. Let me just put on the square and see what it sounds like. I'm not mad at how the square sits there now. I wonder if the square is a bit too high though. Anybody who's listening in the chat right now, if you would be so kind as to chime in, what do you guys think? Do you think it sounds better with the square high or the square low? So just by itself, with it low, it sounds like this. And then high, it's like this. And so on the B, again, go low, it sounds like this. And then high, it sounds like this. So which one do you think sounds better? To be fair, I kind of like how that changed. Like, I think I might put that change in the music, you know? So if I take this and make it its own unique copy, and then shift that up, then we just have the change in the beat like this. Works. Honestly, I think that works, man. I think that is a slapper. So I'm not too mad at that. Not too mad at that at all. So I'm just sending a message as well. Cool beats. But yeah, man, I'm not too mad at how that is sounding so far. The thing is, as well, what I need to be careful of is doing too much on the beat. I mean, all of this probably isn't going to be all on at the same part unless we're getting to like a hook or we're getting to like the end of the song or something like that. These are all just pieces of the puzzle, ultimately. But yeah, I got to make sure that I'm not doing too much with it, simply because when you put the vocals on, like the vocals need room to exist as well. So I think that having, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 different layers. You know, there are songs out there that have less. You feel me? Especially all going at the same time. Like this is, like, it's a lot. You feel me? But at the same time, there are also songs out there that have a lot more going on. So there's no real rules to all of this stuff at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But I think between all the percussion that I've got, the 2 basses, you know, the bass and the sub bass, and then I've got that pulsation, which is kind of like a low mid sort of melody, into the square, which is like the mid high melody. I think I've got everything I need. I don't think I need any extra little bits of flavor because I've got that in the forms of like the breaths and the rim shots and all that. So I think we're good. So one more time, just to kind of run you through the creation of how I made this song, right? So it starts off with just this kick. And then I had the snap as well. So this is how I literally started off the beat. You know, I literally started with the kick and then the snap. And then I added the bass, and the bass came in a little something like 1, 2, 3, we hit that. And it originally sounded different as well. I had a completely different sound, but it works. And then after this, I added the breaths on it. But then I was like, it needs a little more still. So that's when I added the rim shots. And we 1, 2, 3, we hit that. Also, there's something in the rim shot I'm gonna have to get rid of. I can hear a little something in there that's like from when it was recorded or something, but I'll worry about that later. But then with it like this, I was like, the bass needs thickening, which is why I love adding a sub bass, because it makes the bass just If you don't have headphones, you're probably not going to hear the difference, but if you have headphones or good speakers, you'll definitely hear that. And then I added the hats like this. And I was like, ooh, okay, cool. I'm somewhere very solid. Like, this is how I probably have verses a lot. Like verses or the lead up to a verse, I think I'd have it like this. You know, the square and the pulsation will probably come in later on. But then as you guys saw, I had the square. I didn't really know what to really do with it too tough. So I kind of muted it again. You know, I'll just let it rock. And then we got the pulsation in as well. And this is basically the full track. The full, like, beats. To be honest, I think it might be too much. I should have let that end properly. Hold up. There we go. I'm so happy that I did that as well. That was off the snap and the rim shot. Yeah, I mean that. Just the percussion, I think, just slaps. But yeah, that hat needs something taken off of it. The little subtle that's behind it. So let me just do this. Just so I know that everything is in its own little whatever. Even though I know this isn't necessarily how you're meant to be doing stuff, but whatever, leave me alone. Sorry, rim shot, not the hat. It's the rim shot that's got a little... Like, in the actual song, you're probably not going to hear it, but it's still something that I can hear. And I'm just like, So, let me see if... What is it exactly that I'm looking for? It's something to remove that little whatever in the back, but I don't know what plugin it would be that actually does that. It might be the EQ. Like, it's not quite the same, but it's there. I think it's maybe actually some sort of noise reduction. But because I'm not so good with just FL Studio, I don't know what the noise reduction is on this. It's not clipper, not limiter, not compressor. Like, I want to remove noise. Oh! This is where flipping the AI assistant in this can come in handy. I don't remember how to get to it. Isn't it? There we are. Go far. So this is part of the reason why I bought FL Studio, right? So one of the reasons why is because they have this thing called a loop starter, which can help you create beats and whatever. Another thing is that obviously you get free updates for life on the whole whatever. But yeah, one of the things that I didn't realize was a feature, but now I'm like, oh shit, okay, that's helpful. Is you have an AI assistant, and this AI assistant can help teach you stuff about FL Studio. So I'm gonna ask, how can I reduce some white noise that I can hear on one of my instruments? And let's hear what it says. So Edison noise removal tool with the denoiser. It's Fruity Parametric EQ, which is what I've already got on there. Then there's the Edison EQ, and then Fruity Convolver. Oh, but it's mainly for reverb or convolution. If the noise is being generated by a synth or a plugin, check the plugin settings for any noise or hiss parameters. But it's not a plugin. It is like an actual sound. Which is on this. I wonder, is there anything in this that will work? Yeah, probably not. So what is it that I would have to edit it? I think, yeah, in the audio editor, right? So if I go into edit in audio editor, because we're in Edison now. Wait, so it said Edison denoiser, right? So what is the denoiser? Does it say? So open up noise removal, clicking and then clean up denoise. What is? All right, here we go. Clean up denoise. So it's opening the denoiser now. Oh, that's on my other screen. Let me drag it over for you guys to see. So this is the denoiser. So if I say acquire noise profile, has it done that? I guess so. And then, all right, yeah, obviously that is. Hold on a sec. Reset. Wait, get out of here. Wait, hold up. I think I need to like highlight. Can I highlight just a bit of it? Is this like the bit I've highlighted over here? And I've acquired the noise profile, right? So I think that's what I want to do. If I turn the amount down, yeah, see, because I was killing it a lot. But that works just fine. Wait, hold up a sec. I'm doing this on the hat, aren't I? Hold up. It's not the hat that I'm trying to fix. It's the rim shot. Right? Wait, hold up. Yeah, it's this that I'm trying to... I don't know why. Yeah, like you hear it towards the end, right? So this is what I'm trying to do. So you hear all that at the end of it. I don't like that. So if I think that's how I highlight it, right? So then if I do that, acquire noise profile, and then preview. Wait. If I just accept, and then I've probably fucked the whole thing, to be fair. Oh, that sounds fine. So if I just do accept like that, cool, sweet. Wait, why didn't it change it just now? Wait, hold up. What? Nani? Oh wait, I'm gonna have to get this to accept the process. Yeah, that's what I thought I did. Because if I do, wait, does it have? What's presets? That's replaced with any of the other things. What the hell is patcherize? What knows? Anyway, so deselect. do you mean select zoom part? Select zoom part. Oh, that's like everything. So, boom. If I, yeah, accept. Then what, do I click save on that? I don't want to save over the actual thing. I guess, oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, cool. You guys get to witness amateur hour over here. Edit in audio. Select the whole thing. I denoise it and accept. And just, yeah, accept. So, that's what I want. That's loop, that's play pause, that's scrub, that's stop, that's record. Tools, edit, regions, whatever. That's file. Why is that file? I guess save sample as, right? I guess, yeah. And then I guess then that I would be bringing in the new sample to replace this. So if I just type in like underscore jugs. Ugh. Where have I gone and saved this new one to, bro? Because I thought, oh wait, hold up. Do I need to refresh? Reread. Alright, cool. So then, underscore jugs. Bruh. Hold up. Where did this get saved to? The baddest R&B flips. Yeah, it should be there. Like, it should be showing up. Because if I go splice, I think it's a splice thing. Samples, packs. And it's baddest R&B, one shots. What was this? Drums, rims. There we go, jugs 2. Don't know why it wasn't showing up, but yeah. Like, it's kind of muted, but at the same time, I think it. Let's just hear what it sounds like on the song. Let me see it. Wait, pattern. A bit muted, but let's see. I think it works just fine. I think I can turn it up just a scotch. I think that works. You guys in the chat tell me, what do you guys think? Do you guys think this works so far? And then I'll add the breath in. A modest bass. Then we're gonna add the sub bass, hit it with a. I don't know about you guys, but I like how that sounds. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with that. But you lot tell me, you know what I mean? What does that sound like for you lot, huh? Are we vibing with that? Are we not vibing with that? Like, what's the motive? What are we saying about that? I like it though. I like the sound of that. I think that is a good place. I don't want to overcook it now. You know what I mean? I don't want to add anything else. I think what would be best for the track is if I start arranging it into an actual song and get some lyrics to it. Um, oh yeah. Also, I forgot to tell you guys as well, like how I even came up with this idea. So I was in the shower right this morning, and best ideas come in the shower. So I started off with a melody, but it wasn't a melody you have in this track. Like I forgot the melody. I'm so pissed. But I jumped out of the shower. After I was finished, I was like, bro, I need to get this down as quickly as I can. So I hopped on my computer right before I started work and got to work on this beat. I only managed to come up with the kick, the snap, and the bass. I had some ideas for the melody, but I didn't quite like them, so I ended up not going for them. And I think I had the breath as well. This is literally all I had this morning. And I didn't have that bass, by the way. I had a different sounding bass that wasn't as that. So I had a different sounding bass. I had just the kick, the snap, and the breath. So after I've now finished work, and I've literally after I finished work, it was before I started the stream, I then added all the other stuff. So the next thing I added was the sub bass. That was the very next thing I added. So added the sub bass, which adds that thickness. And then I added the rim shots. Once I added this rim shot, that's what really, really gave it like that bop. And then the hat thickened things up in a way that I just like, yeah, this is where it now gets techie. I might turn the hats just a tad down further, because that's not meant to be too present. Yeah, that's quite nice now. It's that little extra flavor that's kind of there tickling your ear, but not really doing too much. Yeah, that's nicer. That's much nicer. And then that's when we added these two things, just hoping that they sounded all right. Let me just hear what it sounds like without the pulsation. I'm not too mad at this. By the way, Ramsey, thank you very much for saying that sounds good, man. I appreciate that. I might get rid of that pulsation now that I think about it. Because what it is, right, is I like how smooth this beat is, right? There's a little grittiness in it, but it's smooth. That pulsation stands out as quite jarring in comparison. Because even this square, yeah, it's a square sound, so it's kind of sort of harsh, but not really. Like it has its place. Whereas pulsation is kind of just a bit too, you know what I mean? Like, whereas if I was to switch it with a square, it sounded like that's a lot smoother. You know what I mean? You were saying maybe alternate the two. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, bro. See? Ramsey, I like the way you think, man. I like the way you think. But yeah, I think maybe it might be a thing of alternating the sections. So, okay. All right, cool. I got the idea. So, gonna grab all of this. Control and copy paste. And what we'll do is we'll lead in with the pulsation first, then switch it to the square, and let's see what it sounds like. Bearing in mind that pulsation and square each has its own whatever it's like. Oh man, like RTs, bruv. What are you saying, bro? I didn't even know it's man. Like, what are you saying, my guy? Yeah, fam. It's fun. Do you know what's funny? Yeah. So, all right. First off, shout out to my boy RTs in the chat. So, any of you guys who ain't following my boy Ramsey, follow him, because man's known him. All right, I'm gonna have to go in history a little bit, bro. I'm gonna have to go back in history just a tad. So I met Ramsey at my job. Like, I was working as a lettings negotiator, you know. So Him and his missus at the time were trying to find a place to move into, so I was like showing them around and stuff. I don't think you didn't end up renting from me either. I think you ended up finding a different place anyway, you know. But we got to talking somehow, and I realized that, you know, he does music, I do music, so we followed each other off of that, and we've just been linked in since then. Like, and it's been now what, like before COVID, so we're talking like 6-7 years now that I've known this guy. How crazy is that, fam? Yeah, but you did like the spot. Now, to be fair, if I remember the spot that I showed you guys, it was tiny, and it used to be converted office blocks. You know what I mean? So it was like, I can't lie, it was kind of meaty, innit? And we have a track. We haven't released the track, but we do have a track with each other. So yeah, I'll be honest, I barely even remember what I did on the track, but you reminded me that I slid on the track, so I'm like, that's what I do. But yeah, we do have a track as well. But yeah, man, we've literally known each other for like 6-7 years at this point now. And what's funny as well, by the way, you guys are about to get hit by an ad, so you have like 10 seconds before the ad hits. But what's funny is me and him, like, we have just like coincidentally started making our comebacks to music or whatever. Like, I've kind of been in music a little bit longer than he is, like in terms of comeback, right? So I dropped my song, whatchamacallit, I'm on one, back in September on my birthday. So I've been back with that track, right? But he literally DM'd me, I think either this morning or yesterday, but I think it might have been this morning. He DM'd me saying he remembers he's an artist and he's got some new heat coming out. So I was like, man, ain't that a coinky dink? Because I've just started working on my album as of like before Saturday, Wednesday stream, I think it was, where I started working on my album. You know, so just as of last week, Wednesdays, when I started doing all this production stuff once again. So yeah, man, both of us are just about timed our comebacks to music sort of like around the same sort of time. New album, yeah, bro. Look, bruv, I've been, you know, I'll wait for the advert to hit, because I know the advert's about to hit any moment now, and I know you're not subscribed, so you're gonna like get hit with some ads in a sec. But once the ads hit, then I'll explain that. Cool, yeah, there we go. It's hit now. So I'll wait the hour and a half or so, whatever, and then an hour and a half, minute and a half, and then I'll explain a little bit about this whole album, whatever. I've explained it in previous streams before, but oh, that's muy delicioso. I'm not too mad at that. All right, let me play this through one time to hear what it sounds like. And then when the ads are over, then I'll explain again. Hmm. Let me just see what that's like. Yeah, I like them layered on top of each other like that. All right, cool. Yeah, that's not too bad. Anyway, so now that you're back, I can explain this album stuff. So, with the album, it's just a thing that for forever and a day now I've been wanting to make an album, and I never ever got around to it because just a lot of different things, man. It started off with when I was making mixtapes, and I was making mixtapes because, frankly, that was the only thing I could afford to do in terms of like leasing beats and all that sort of stuff. So I was making mixtapes for the longest time, and the last mixtape that I released was in lockdown, which was called Respect and Power. But I've always wanted to make an album, which would be a collection of music that is original beats, all made for me specifically, where I really get to showcase my own ability. Now, the problem with that is that back then, especially, I wasn't really connected like that to producers and stuff, especially producers who got my sound. And I am not a producer. Like, even now, as I'm producing music and I have released my own song, which I have produced, I still don't necessarily consider myself a producer, even though I technically am. But like, I'm not really what I wouldn't call myself a producer. You feel me? So to get the sound it is that I'm looking for has always been difficult. Additionally, there was a point in time when I was doing my music stuff that I had talked to some very, very big names in the music industry. And they had advised, like, look, especially in this day and age, they wouldn't advise for someone of my size or anyone remotely close to my size to make an album, because that is just a bunch of singles that you're now kind of wasting the potential of by whacking them all together in a collection and putting it out there. Like, you should break your album into singles and just have a bunch of consecutive releases, you know, releasing them every 2, 3, 4 weeks, maximum every 6 weeks, but be dropping them frequently, just to get your name out there, essentially. Feed the algorithm, all that sort of stuff. So I don't know if anybody remembers, but there was a point in time where I was like kind of sort of doing that. But like you say as well, Artis, I want a body of work. You feel me? I want a body of work. And after my crash out in music where I was like, oh yeah, I want to give up music. And then people are like, no, don't give up music. And I came back. I'm now doing music my own way, my own style. So if it works, it works. And if it don't, well, I don't care. I'm having fun anyway. So I now want to come up with an album. Now, with regards to how I want to come up with the album, I actually found the producer who gets my style. His name is Arcane. So the most recent song that I dropped, I'm on one. You guys probably have heard it, I hope. But if you've not heard it, I might even play it on the stream actually real quick, just so you guys can hear it. So let's get up Spotify, shall we? Just so you guys can hear my song. Of course, I can play it because I own the rights to it. So yeah, no copyright strikes here, baby. But yeah, so this is a song that I made with Arcane. Like I said, I dropped it on my birthday as well, so that was a nice little birthday present from me to you lot. And obviously, I'm not going to play the whole song for you, but I'll play enough, you know what I mean? Underrated, I'm underpaid and I'm undisputed. Local Cabessa, hip-hop professor, yet I'm still a student. Without a clue about this music, but in my element, I'm running through it like I'm Blue Lightning, got Tommy T and whoa. I do the goodest and gooder, I'm cheesing harder than Cooter. I'm slapping harder than paddles against the... Yeah, Golden Cappy, that was him. I'm surprised you watched that as well. Thank you for watching that. Appreciate that, man. I'm actually very happy that you watched that, because I think it's a really cool little episode or whatever, but I don't think everybody watched that. Oh yeah, because I played it on the stream, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, cool. So that's the track that me and Arcane made. Like, literally from scratch, did not have an idea of how we made of what we were gonna do. Like, we literally came into the studio that day and completely made that from scratch. I literally told him, like, yo, bro, I reckon I could slide on the beat. It's like boom, 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 and he was like, all right, cool. And then he made the whole beat. With obviously a little bit of input from me, but like, he just went and made the beat. And then as he was making it, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna write lyrics now. So I wrote lyrics, he made the beat, bada bing, bada boom, and then I'm on one. But like, so he's someone that gets my vibe to a T. Like, he's got it. So I was like, bro, I want to make my album with you, right? So in my head, the game plan is to link up with him a bunch of different times, get into the studio and just cook. Like, I don't even care to plan it. Just go in there and make some stuff up, you know? But what I'm doing right now is I'm just coming up with like ideas and concepts and all that sort of stuff. And maybe, just maybe, I will be able to take some of these, either give them to Arcane to really make something great out of them, or proceed with what I've got and have my own produced songs on there. Maybe get someone else to mix and master them so that they actually come out sounding, crisp, good quality. But let me come out with I wouldn't mind having a couple of my own produced works on there. You know what I mean? So that is what is going on right now with regards to the album being created. So I'm in the process of kind of just getting ideas together, making stuff, getting into the flow of music again. And then when I've got the money, because that's kind of the sticking point for me right now, it's the money. It's not even the time, it's the money. When I've got the money, I want to get in the studio with Arcane and then just work with the guy. Because me and him, the 2 times we worked together, we have created absolute flipping fire. One of which I can't show you guys, like not the whole song anyway, because that belongs to Sappho and Sonko Music. But the other one is I'm on One, which I personally think is a better song anyway. But yeah, we've done some really good shit. Anyway, RT, sorry, because I kind of missed the message you said. So you said it's split into different vids, wasn't it? So yeah, so there is the whole episode where there's some stuff that you've just never seen before. So you get more of an insight into the actual creative process, and there's an interview that I do where they ask me questions and I answer and all that sort of stuff. So that video, I'll find it on YouTube actually real quick so you can check that out. I'll whack that in the chat for you guys to listen to. It would mean a lot if you guys could watch it. But yeah, this is my episode right here. So if any of you guys have a spare, I don't know, whatever, 10 minutes or so. Yeah, 10 minutes and 19 seconds. If you guys got a spare 10 minutes and 19 seconds, please check this out. Sonko themselves are a really cool company. I'm so happy that they chose me to work with them. But yeah, that is the episode where it shows me meeting Arcane, us working for the first time. They asked me some questions about like how I make music and what my ambitions are in music and yada yada, this, that, and the third, or whatever. So you kind of just get to know me as a person, as an artist, and get to see how I make music. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, RTs, man, thank you for saying that this is a good foundation to build off of. I think that we're kind of in the right place. I didn't even finish the story of how I made this beat. So I started off in the morning before work. Obviously, had to go through work. Literally started right after finishing work, and I've been here ever since. So for the last like 3 hours now, I've been just streaming as well as doing this. But when I was rapping this in the shower and stuff, it was kind of like if I was to say what was in my head, it was kind of this, only this. And I was kind of like, I've just clocked that you guys probably aren't going to be able to hear this properly just because of the way there's a delay between FL Studio and what gets picked up on the mic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute the audio coming directly to you guys. So it's going to sound worse because you'll hear it through my microphone instead. But I'll play it so that it comes through the microphone, just so I can do this flow bit properly. So you guys kind of get like the idea of the flow, right? But you guys probably clocked me saying actual words where I said atama ga itai and shinzo ga itai. So that is Japanese. Atama ga itai means my head hurts, and shinzo ga itai is my heart hurts. Because originally this was gonna be like a smooth talking love song, like "Ooh, she's so sexy" kind of track. So it was meant to be towards like a girl, and be like "Ooh, damn, you fine, girl, you sexy" kind of thing. Like, you make my heart hurt, you make my head hurt, you drive me crazy. It was that type of thing. But as I was making the beat, I was like, nah, man, this is a like talk your shit type of track, you know? So one of the songs that I then kind of I've not used it for inspiration, but it came to mind as I was making this is Down in the DMs. By was it Young Gotti or whatever? But oh Yo Gotti rather. You know, it go down in the DM, it go down, it go down in the DM, it go down, it go down. It go down in the DMs. Like it's that kind of smooth, you feel me? But it's kind of me. It's kind of just that. I mean, the thing is, the Yo Gotti one is still about girl, but my one isn't about girl. It's kind of like a talk your shit sort of. Yeah, I'm sure you guys get it. In any case, that's where now I want to take the track. I want to take the track as a, you know, talk your shit type of, yeah, and I want it to be reminiscent of like, no, I don't want to call it old school hip hop because it was when I was young, and I don't want to consider me now old school hip hop, but that old school early 2000s, early 2010s, you know what I mean? Like that sort of era of hip hop is what I'm trying to capture with this beat. And I think just based off of the drums, like if I was to put in just the drum stuff, take off the bass, just off of this, I think that we're like in that like, yo, this shit knocks kind of thing, you know? Like I could imagine, you know, Miss Officer by Lil Wayne, the like you guys can hear it, right? You know what I mean? Like that woo woo woo, yeah yeah yeah. Like you can kind of hear that on the beat. So I think that with where we've got the drums at, we've got it in that space of that kind of early that well that you know 2000s early to 2010s sort of era of hip hop, you know. Say and then once the bass comes in with that sub bass, I'm like, bro, this hip hop like a motherfucker, you know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, this is my style. So yeah, I'm sure that when I get around to the actual arrangement of this track and the lyric writing, then that's where this song is really, really gonna come alive. Um, I'm still undecided about these two, but I think they have a space. I'm just trying to figure out where the fuck they fit in. And it might be an EQ thing that will help me then eventually make these things fit in, but we'll see. We will see. Um Also RTs, because I know that you're in the chat at the moment, just to let you know, I'm now doing monthly giveaways on my Discord server, and your participation on Twitch will also count towards the giveaway. But you do need to be in a Discord server to count for that giveaway. So the link is in my bio and in the chat and all other places. Like the link to join my Discord server is somewhere. But if you want a chance basically of winning 20 quid towards either PSN, Nintendo, Xbox, or Steam, then yeah, join my Discord server, get involved, and you will stand a chance to win. Um, it's a giveaway that happens every month. Going to happen at the end of the month. So if you don't win this month or you don't make it in time or whatever, you still got a chance to win next month. But yeah, it's going to be announced in my last stream of the month, which will be on the 28th of February, which is a Saturday. So yeah, man, if you want to come through to that, win you some money, then yeah, get involved. Get involved. Also, that reminds me, Golden Caterpie, if you're still in the stream, I noticed that you left the Discord server. Now, I'm not gonna beg you to come back. I'm sure you had your reasons for leaving. Probably was annoying. Probably wasn't what you wanted it to be. Whatever. So hey, look, whatever reasons you left is whatever your reasons you left. But I'm going to ask: is it because I don't play Digimon no more? Like, is it because of that? Because if it is, then I'm sorry, bro. But I will give you some good news. I will give you some good news. I will be playing Digimon again very, very shortly. And the reason is I've got a wager going on with some of my friends right now where we have to complete as many games as we can before 2027. Whoever completes the most games gets like the pot of money that we're all getting putting together. If anybody wants to join in with us on that, by the way, let me know and I'll holler at you separately about that. Doesn't matter what platform it is, like PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, mobile, PC, like whatever. It doesn't matter. But they need to be games that obviously, you need to complete, whether they are like big story games, RPGs, whatever, or they're little whatevers, whether they're brand new games that you're buying or they're stuff that's been chilling there for ages and ages and ages, like it doesn't really matter. All that matters is that like they are backlog that needs to be completed. We would hope that you would be honest in doing this. But yeah, you do have to provide proof that like you completed it on that a specific day, specific time, whatever. And you're not just like cheating the system essentially. Because we got a group chat or whatever that we've got for that. So yeah, man, that's something that I'm doing. So I will be playing Digimon, and I will be playing Digimon very, very soon because, well, frankly, I have to because I do not want to lose this money. I think this is the kick up the ass that I need to just get back into playing video games. Because boy, you're saying you'll definitely be losing that, brother. Like in someone else's stream, I don't know if Brown Sugar Saga is still in this stream, but in her stream, she asked the question to her chat, like, how many games have people completed in the last year? And I was like, 2 or 3. Because legitimately, last year, I only completed maybe about 3 games or so. I know I completed 9 Souls. I know I completed the Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations series, which is 2 games in that collection. I think there's more games that I completed last year, but it really wasn't many. So yeah, I literally only completed maybe like 3 games last year. Meanwhile, she completed like 21 or something like that. I'm like, fuck it hell. Anyway, you're saying your backlog is crazy and now having kids is mad, bro. I can only imagine. I still don't have kids. And I know that I am soon going to be having kids, like within the next few years or so. But yeah, I'm just like you, bro. I start the games and don't finish. And it's not because I dislike the games. That's the worst part. I actually really enjoy the games. I just get distracted with other things in life, or I get distracted by other games that I want. Or, here's another one. Like, hold up a sec. I literally just forgot what I was about to say. I get distracted in life. I get distracted by other games. Or I go to my comfort games. That's what it is. Like I'll have a comfort game like Mobile Legends or NBA 2K, and I'll naturally play those over any of my like story games or whatever. Currently in the middle of LOA. Wait, is that LOA? Yeah, LOA 2 where Wind meet Hades, Returnal, and Demon Souls. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck is LOA 2? Because I was gonna say Last of Us, but that's not Last of Us. Because that's LOU. Same all of that, but adding anime or making music, bro. Exactly, like fam. Between anime, I don't even do music like that no more. But I'm obviously trying to get back into it. But anime, video games, basketball, gym, like all of those take time away from the gaming, and then I need to get on my content creation shit, so that's going to start taking up more time. Obviously, like I said, I'm getting back into music, so there's that. I read more nowadays, so reading manga and books, especially now that I got the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Fucking love that phone, by the way. I'm not going to get into it again, but like anybody who's been a part of this stream knows how much I love that phone. But reading is now a thing that I'm doing more of, so it's like, I'm now doing so much and I plan to do so much more. Not to mention as well that I'm also going to get back into language learning because I don't know if you knew this, Ortiz, but I was learning Japanese. Like, I want to get back into that because I've not done it for a few months now, and I think now I'm starting to get the itch of wanting to study it again. So it's like, bruh, basketball, gym, anime, manga and books, making music, learning Japanese, just spending time with my missus, like work. By the time I do all of that sort of stuff, it's like, bro, where is the time for gaming?
And then you want me to sit down and play one stupid Elden Ring where I have to go and fight one mad whatever, and piss myself off when I'm trying to detox from all of the stress of doing everything else. Ah, nah, man. Let me go on like a Mobile Legends or a 2K that is like at least a comfort game of like, this is second nature to me type of game. But yeah, nah, like I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. I am looking forward to just playing more story games and finishing more story games. I'm looking forward to, especially with the Switch 2, just being cozy with my games, and immersing myself in stories again. I'm looking forward to that. And if it means that I play 2K less and play Mobile Legends less, I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I think I'm at a point where I'm okay to walk away from those sorts of games a little bit and not really give two shits about them. Let them like kind of not die in the background, but take up less of my gaming space. I think I'm ready for that. And yes, I was on a mad streak. My streak ended at how many days was it? Like 600 something. I actually have it on my Discord server. Um, Around the sort of day where it ended. But it was like over 600 days. So if I go to the language exchange, I started my streak on the 1st of January and let it die like immediately after. Oh, so it's 700 days even, flipping out. So yeah, 761 days. It was around this, like I think I let it die after this day. So yeah, that's how long my streak was studying Japanese every day, there or thereabouts. But what I realized when I was studying Japanese that way is I was a victim of the streak. So I ended up like not enjoying studying, and I was studying for the sake of keeping the streak alive, not to further my understanding, not to further my skills, any of that sort of stuff. And so I was also gaming the system as well, where I was doing the absolute bare minimum just to keep the streak alive, like literally like a minute or two of studying a day. Um, Originally, I was studying the language not only to learn Japanese, but also to build consistency in my life because I've always struggled with consistency. And so I made a promise to myself that, like, I'm going to stay consistent with one thing, and that is going to be studying Japanese. And doing it for basically 2 years on the trot, because 761 days is over 2 years back. You know what I mean? 365 times two is like what, 730. So I spent 2 years solidly studying Japanese pretty much every single day. I developed the ability to be consistent with something if I put my mind to it, right? So I proved something to myself, and I'm happy about that. But I didn't need that validation anymore, so that's why I let the streak die, because it then became a thing of if you want to do something properly. So when I get back into studying Japanese, I'm gonna do it a different way, where I am taking a more holistic approach to studying. So I'm gonna start. Back then, I was studying only reading, a little bit of writing, but mainly reading. So I could understand Japanese if it's in front of me as text to a degree, but if it was spoken to me or if I had to speak it, bro, flipping useless. You know what I mean? So I'm going to, when I next get back into studying Japanese, I'm going to focus on those areas that I'm weaker in. So the listening and the speaking. Uh, and I also want to try a more immersive approach. So I want to listen to more Japanese music. I want to speak to more Japanese speaking people, not necessarily Japanese people, but people who speak Japanese. I want to be talking to those people more. Just consuming more Japanese content, not just anime. Because my problem with anime is that when I'm watching anime, I'm not listening to the Japanese. I'm caught up in the story and shit like that. So I don't like some people. I'm so envious of them. My missus is one of them. They can watch the content and learn the language at the same time. Like my missus now can understand Korean because she's watched so many K dramas that she now just gets Korean. She can't speak it, but she understands Korean, and she literally will be translating things for me when like we're both watching some stuff and there's no subtitles. Like that's how good she is at listening to stuff and picking up languages. Me, I've never been able to do it. So yeah, I'll be watching anime, and I've been watching anime for decades at this point. I don't know how to speak no Japanese, bro, because I'm not. It's not falling in my head. The Japanese that I'm hearing, I'm just caught up in the story, you know. So I want to watch more content with like the mind of I'm going to pick up Japanese from this, you know. And so just by immersing myself in a language more, and really attacking it from all angles, so reading, writing, speaking, listening, that I think is going to be the best way for me to study the language. And fingers crossed, obviously, that yeah, learn me some Japanese, like to a point where I gain a level of conversational fluency. That's my goal as well, by the way. Conversational fluency. I want to be able to talk to people in Japanese. It doesn't mean that I understand everything that is ever said. It doesn't mean that I can get a job in Japan with the level of Japanese that I have. But it's just a thing of, hey, if I want to, like, you know, if I just want to chop it up with somebody in Japanese, like, I want to be able to do that. And if I'm watching anime and I'm not looking at the screen, I can still understand what's being said. Like, that's the sort of fluency that I want to gain in Japanese, you know? So, yeah. Anybody who's learning a language, by the way, I have a channel on my Discord server that is dedicated to learning languages. So it doesn't have to be just Japanese, any language you're learning. If you want to be with a community of people who like motivate each other to study, join my Discord. There's a channel for that. And we're gonna, well, especially when I start studying Japanese again, like I'm gonna be trying my very, very best to like stay accountable in there and motivate other people to really get going. One of the things I think I'm also gonna do is on social media, I reckon I'm gonna be like posting clips and stuff of me like speaking Japanese and regurgitating what it is that I've learned because I think that just by putting it out there, again, it's a level of accountability, it's a form of practice, and who knows, maybe some people will come across me and be like, hey, my guy, try this, try that, here's some help. Do you want to be friends? Let's try studying together, sort of thing. I would love like a teacher or a study buddy. Again, if I had the money on for it, I would not be opposed to Japanese lessons. I think I learned best in the classroom setting. I can't lie. The self-study thing is difficult for me. I can't lie. So yeah, if I can manage to like, if I can manage to eventually have the manyan to take Japanese lessons again, or have somebody teach me specifically, and obviously they're a teacher I like, I would not be mad at that at all. Same goes for singing lessons. Singing lessons, Japanese lessons. If I had like an actual teacher, oh, that'd be so nice. Just to really, streamline the process, give me a sense of direction, yada yada, like that'd be great. Anyway, RTs, thank you very much for joining the stream, man. I'm not sure if you can hear me because of the adverts or whatnot. But yeah, bro, thank you very much for coming through. Appreciate it. All the best. I'll catch up with you on IG and all that as well. Anyway, I'm very, very sure. So no worries, man. But yeah, hope to see you on Wednesday stream, 7 till 9 p.m. Yeah, I'll catch you soon. And thanks for your input on the beat as well. I think that was a good suggestion. Having what's it called? Having this pulsation bit alternate with the square. So yeah, great shout. Great shout. Yeah. Hope to catch you on Wednesday stream, my boy. And like I said, got a giveaway going on Discord right now. So if you join my Discord server as well, that'll also be a way that you can win yourself some money towards whatever game that you want to start playing and stop. Ah, man, bro, I can't lose this money, man. I can't lose this money. So you guys are going to be seeing it in these streams. I'm going to start playing games where like I'm just trying to complete the game sort of thing, So get ready to witness some of that. I think that where my streams are going to go right now is going to be a good place because you guys are going to be getting like some more of these sorts of streams where I'm making music again, which I'm personally, looking very forward to. Hopefully you guys will see my skills improving and you guys will be able to like feed in on just making some of this music or whatever. So there's that. But then you guys are also going to be able to see me playing just a variety of games, which, I mean, you can already see. But you're going to see me playing them with a purpose now. Like,
I'm trying to get through my backlog now. It's not a thing of like, oh yeah, play this game or try play this game only because I feel like it or whatever. No, I'm going to be playing games to complete them, and so you can get caught up with me playing them like through. Some games, maybe I'll make it a thing where I play it for the stream. But in all honesty, most of the games I'm most likely going to be playing like as and when I feel like them. And if you happen to catch me playing them on stream, then happy days. Because that's another thing as well about this stuff that I wanted to be just my Twitch journey that I wanted to be very careful of. I didn't want to get to a point where I don't get to enjoy games for myself. So what I mean by that is, for example, I remember when I got Ghost of Yotei and Assassin's Creed Shadows. To this day, I've still not touched Ghost of Yotei. It's literally chilling right next to me as we speak. But Assassin's Creed Shadows, I remember booting that up on the stream. And one of my biggest concerns was, bruh, am I only going to play this on stream? Because, oh, you want to hit Yotei? Oh, like, as in you want to play Ghost of Yotei, or you want to beat up actual, like, whatever Ilte is, or oh, you still have the DLC Ghost, dude. So do I, man. Oh my days. I have the Ghost of Yotei, the Ghost of Tsushima. What's it called? You want to play Yotei? Okay, cool, sweet. Yeah, me and you are basically on the same page. I've completed Ghost of Tsushima, but I've got the DLC, still haven't booted it up. I'm so bad. That is in my backlog to complete, by the way. So before I touch Ghost of Yotei, I have to complete the DLC for Ghost of Tsushima. Like, that's the rule I've made up for myself. I'm not allowed to play Ghost of Tsushima until I complete. Sorry, I'm not allowed to play Ghost of Yotei until I complete the Ghost of Tsushima DLC, the Iki Island expansion. So there's that. With Digimon, I wasn't meant to play Time Stranger until I completed Hacker's Memory. So, oops. But yeah, like, Time Stranger was fucking awesome, and it was like a whole different. It's so it like, because Golden Cat PU. I mean, you obviously know, like, you saw me through the Digimon streams, right? So you already know how good Time Stranger is. But I don't think that you said that Time Stranger was your first game, Digimon game that you played, right? So you don't know what the Cyber Sleuth games were like. Cyber Sleuth and Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. Those games are good. They are really good. But Time Stranger is so much better in every conceivable way that it's like, damn, bruh, how do I go back? You know, because I'm conscious of the fact that I still need to finish Hacker's Memory. But it's like, man, Time Stranger is so fucking good, I don't want to go back. I really don't. You know what I mean? So maybe that will end up being... And also the other thing is that Hacker's Memory, it's the game that was made after Cyber Sleuth, but it runs, like, story-wise, it runs in parallel to the Cyber Sleuth story. So you've got Cyber Sleuth going on this line, and then you've got Hacker's Memory going on this line. So they both happen in the same universe, happening at the same time, but it's from the point of view of two different characters, right? So there's certain things that will happen in Cyber Sleuth that when you then play Hacker's Memory, you'll be like, oh, so that's why XYZ happened, or oh, okay, that's what I'm doing while XYZ was going on. Like, that's how those two games work, basically. So it's like, bruh, I already know how this stuff ends, kind of. So it's kind of hard for me to then keep going on with Hacker's Memory, because yeah, sure, I'm seeing it from somebody else's point of view, but like, I've already been the hero that saves the day, you know? So it's like, but of course, I'm sure they've got something in Hacker's Memory that will, like, subvert my expectations or anything like that. So yeah, at some point I do need to boot Hacker's Memory back up and kind of get into the mix with that. But man, Cyber Sleuth is so good. I mean, even just one of the things that makes Time Stranger. One of the things that makes Time Stranger so much better
is the fact that you can just fast forward through the combat. That is so useful because I can't lie, the game is grindy as fuck. But they're like, yeah, no, we don't want you to just waste time watching animations that you've seen a million times before. So here you go. You know, like, quality of life improvements like that are so valuable. I'm not unfamiliar with them because, for example, Fire Emblem, Three Houses, and Awakening, I think as well, because those are the two Fire Emblem games that I played. They both have that mechanic in there as well. But Digimon needed it, and I'm so happy it's there. Made it, like you said, it made it such a nice casual game, and it's kind of a thing where it's like, you know, you're chilling, getting through the boring parts, basically, you know, getting through the grindy parts, getting through the traversals of these areas or whatever, and then when it's time to actually lock in for like a boss fight or something, you can then actually just lock in, knowing that, hey, you fast forwarded through the bits that you didn't really need to like stay bogged down in. Like, it's so nice. You know, watching Twitch or YouTube half the time you were playing. Yeah, honestly, that is what you can do with it, you know, and that's what I think is so good about the game, bro. It's making me want to play, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna play Time Stranger again for sure on stream. Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of what I was gonna get into. Yeah, like with me playing games on stream again, I don't want to be playing games for this stream, so you guys are gonna just have to catch up with where I last leave off in certain games and whatnot. You know, like let's take Shoot and Order for example. One day we'll see Time Strangers again. Golden Caterpie, do you know what? I reckon this week we'll play Time Strangers. Like I don't see any reason why not to. I'll be honest. I reckon this week I'll play Time Strangers. So yeah, one day is going to be soon. I think I owe it to you as well because I know that you are around here for Time Strangers. So I think it's only fair that I do that. And to be honest, I want to play Time Strangers again anyway. I kind of needed an excuse, and this is now my excuse. So I reckon this week I'll play it. If I don't play it, call me out on my bullshit, and I will rectify it somehow, some way. Whether I have to like pay someone money, or I have to do it there, or I will then immediately stream it the next stream, or something like. But I will make it right somehow if I don't stream it this week. But yeah, I have a mind to stream it this week. But yeah, you know, in one of my last streams, I think it was last Monday. On my Switch 2, I bought the game Shoot and Order. It's a good game. Not as good as Danganronpa, but I'm still in the early stages, so I will give it that leniency. But you know, I'm a good like 6, 7, maybe or so hours into the game, and like when I was streaming it, I was 2 hours into the game. You know what I mean? So I have put some time into it since you guys last saw, and you guys really only scratched. So you guys literally only got the premise of the game in the 2 hour stream that I did. So it was, and it genuinely can be summed up as this. In this universe, the world is ending in 168 days. Like, they've got a little counter or whatever that's counting down the days till the new end, whatever the hell that is. So 168 days, the world is going to end. But the main character is the leader of an organization called the Shoot and Order. The Shoot and Order, think of it as this world's government, but they really run like all of society. So they control justice, security, education, health, and something else that I can't even remember off the top of my head. Tech, I think it is. Tech or like technology. Yeah, I think it's technology. I think it's the department, Ministry of Technology or something like that. Science, something like that. Anyway, they control all these sorts of shits, whatever. But they're the ones that run society, right? And I'm the head of all of that. And I got murdered. But I was brought back to life temporarily because I wasn't meant to get murdered. Like, it was too early for me to die. And so literally God brought me to life, and I have to now go through a trial to essentially find my killer, get them to confess, and then kill them so that I can get my body back full time, get my life back full time. That is the premise of the story. And it took 2 hours for us to get to that point. That's the joy of visual novels. Visual novels drag on for long, especially if you were doing what I was doing, which is listening to the voice acting. Yeah, it goes on for fucking ages. But now that I'm playing it by myself in my own time, I could just skip through all the voice acting. You know what I mean? Like, I'll listen a little bit when maybe I'm eating or whatever, or I just feel like kicking back a little bit, not really pressing control buttons as much and kind of just taking in the story as it comes. But if I'm really trying to make some progress in the game, I just skip all the talking stuff now. And I can't do that if I'm streaming because I'm reading at a pace that you guys in the chat ain't going to be able to keep up with, you know? So, yeah, definitely certain games that are visual novels or whatnot. Like, I'm going to be playing those in my own time. And then if I ever do decide to play it on a stream, you guys are just going to have to catch the fuck up to where it is I am in the story. Other games, maybe, just maybe, it'll be a thing of like, okay, cool. I can play those on the stream as and when they pop up sort of thing. So maybe like a Black Myth Wukong, for example. Maybe that is something that you guys can stay up to date with. But again, no promises because there's going to be times where I want to play Black Myth Wukong, but I don't want to have to be putting on a show at the same time. So who knows? Anyway, Melon Lord, what's good? Welcome to the broadcast. How is it going? How's your day been? I guess since you just joined, I will quickly show you the beat that I've been working on since this morning. But I want to show you in the way that I've shown everyone else so far, like how I created the beat. So, you say it's a busy day. Hope you're all good. My lower back is still injured from playing basketball on Friday, but it's a lot better now. So, overall, I'm doing pretty good. But yeah, let me show you the beat that I was making. And I'll show you like piece by piece. So first off, we started with this kick. I can't hear it, but I'm sure it's gonna pop up for me in a second. You guys can probably hear it now though. Let me fuck around with these settings here. There we go. So we start off with a kick, right? And then we add a little snap. And then the next part I worked on in this track was the bass. So then we got, I'm just waiting for it to get to a part. So then we brought in the bass like this. And originally it wasn't a bass like this, but I found one that worked. And then after that was the breaths. You know, just a little breathing on the track. And then after this, I was like, bruv, this beat needs more something, but I don't really know what it is. And then I figured out, yeah, I need rim shots, you know? So the bass moves you, just wait. But then we got this. That right there gives us his groove. This right here gives it his little groove. You know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah, buddy. By this point, I was like, man, nah, this bass, it's nice, but it needs a little extra. So that's when I added the sub bass. So check this now. If you're not wearing headphones, highly recommend you do so you can get the sub bass. But now that bass has got that thickness, you know what I mean? So then we're like this, but then I'm like, there's still something that needs, the beat still needs a little more filling. So then that's when I brought the hats in, and it goes like this. And then I'm like, yeah, bro, now we got the beat. Now we got the beat. Like if the beat stayed like this, I wouldn't be mad. But I did add some bits that I feel could work with this, but I'm not 100% sure yet. But then I've added these bits here. What was I gonna add is these bits that are playing right now. And then this. Then we add another something on and something like.
So yeah, you're like, that's something that was missing, right? I definitely don't think the beat needs anything more. I think we're done now in terms of adding things because now the beat is busy as all fuck. And I think that once you add vocals into it, it's like, all right, cool. It's gonna have everything it needs because the vocals are gonna take it off the flipping chain with the way I'm gonna do them. But yeah, like I need a little some, and then we got the some. So I think the way it sounds now is good. I think it probably could use some work, but I can't figure out. Like, I'm not genius enough musically to figure out what it is that it needs. But I think in the process of mixing and mastering, EQing, adding the vocals, all that sort of stuff, like it will get figured out basically. But at the end of the day, this is just an idea. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with this song. I do kind of want it to, like, this vibe, I want it to be on my album for sure. So it will find its way onto the album somehow, some way, in some iteration. But yeah, this is what I made. I started this morning before I started work. Had to go to work, obviously. Once I finished work, I straight away jumped back on this beat, working on it. And now this is what I've got. And of course, I've been yapping in and amongst all of this stuff as well, which is why it's taking me so long. But yeah, this is what I got. So yeah, that's my song. And the name of it is called Atamage ga Itai, which is Japanese for my head hurts. So originally, when I came up with this concept in the shower, it was gonna be like a like, ooh, you so sexy, you so fine, like type of track. So it was gonna be about a girl, and it's like, ooh, you're so fine, you make my head hurt. Ooh, I was gonna say Shinzo ga Itai, which is my heart hurts, or maybe Kokoro ga Itai, because Kokoro and Shinzo are both heart in Japanese. But so I was gonna say like Shinzo ga Itai, Atama ga Itai, like it was gonna be something like that, right? But as I started making the beat, I was like, nah, this needs to be a song where you talk your talk, you walk your walk. Like, you really need to talk your shit on this track. Like, so this is a track where I'm just gonna pop my shit and just, I'm gonna just big myself up and whatever. It's gonna be one of those songs that, like, you play it when you're feeling yourself. You know what I mean? Or if you need to be feeling yourself, that's when you play this song and you're gonna, like, it needs to be one of those. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm looking forward to when I have to write these lyrics. I don't know if I'm gonna write the lyrics on stream. I probably will, but we'll see. We'll see. But I think we're in a good place now, just in terms of where the track is. So the next steps is probably going to be, okay. So this is how I think I'm gonna go about this in my head. I think first off, I'll mute the square and the pulsation because frankly, I don't need them for writing lyrics. I don't think it's gonna give me what I'm looking for in writing lyrics. So I'll mute these, and then I will write lyrics. I'll write the verse, the hook, bridge, all that sort of stuff, whatever. And then what I'll probably do then is build the beat around the verse. And because what I think is going to happen is I'm going to write some lines, I'm going to write some bars, and I'm going to be like, ooh, do you know it'd be sick if at this part here, the beat cut out, or at this part you have like a little stutter, or if you have like a call and response, woo, woo, wah, wah, or a left, right, panning, blah, blah, blah. So I think that by writing the lyrics, it will then dictate how the arrangement of this track goes. And that will also open up ideas for how the beat can change between like verse 1 and verse 2. Also, here's another thing as well. I've already decided this for myself. I'm bringing 3 verse songs back, bruh. I love the idea of incorporating language phrase in a beat hook. Nice idea. Well, thank you very much. I've done it a few times before, actually. So this is technically not a new idea for me. And don't ask me why, but like Spanish and Japanese are languages I love rapping in. I can't speak either of them, but I think that just anytime I've rapped in Japanese or Spanish, it slides on a beat so nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing it again because I've not done it for a while as well. The last time I did it, I guess, was for Vida Loca, where my hook was Vida Loca, Vida Loca. So it was like a bees with a salsa, do it big like a bees in a rover, hit a high like the weed to a smoker. Girl, you know I'm going Vida Loca, Vida Loca.
Even then, that's not technically proper Spanish, but like that's the closest I've come to recently in terms of like rapping in a different language. Um, but yeah, man, Atama ga itai. I'm like, I think that's gonna be on this beat. It's gonna sound so nice. Like Atama ga itai and Shinzo ga itai. Like the way I say it like that. So Atama ga itai is really on the beat. Atama ga itai. But Shinzo ga itai, because there's bits that you hold in the word, it's gonna be Shinzo ga itai. Like it's that ride that you see? Yeah. Anyway, certain languages sound nicer because the structure of language in it very interesting, catchy. What about an indigenous Nigerian language? I would love to do that if I knew any of my languages, but I do not. So, fun fact: my mom and my dad speak different Nigerian languages. My dad spoke Isoko. My mom spoke Igbo. Neither of them taught me my languages, so I do not know basically anything except like the odd word or insult in these languages. And to learn these languages, my brother and I have spoken about this at length before, actually. But learning Isoko is damn near impossible, only because like it's such a small niche language, even within Nigeria. Like the Isoko tribe of people is a small tribe of people compared to the rest of Nigeria. So there's hardly any like language resources out there, and like, you ain't gonna find it on Rosetta Stone. Simple as that. You know what I mean? So learning the language, especially now that my dad's passed away, it's like, yeah, I don't really have that. Like, I would have to learn it off like family members, basically. But I'm not really close to my family members like that to be learning the language off them. And there's a whole drama dynamic, whatever, that I'm not going to get into on stream. But it's not as easy to learn Isoko. So there's that, even though that's the one I would prefer to learn. So then we go to Igbo. Now, Igbo is more widely spoken in Nigeria. I think it's the second most spoken language in Nigeria, actually, behind Hausa. But the problem is that the specific dialect of Igbo that my mom speaks is different to the commonly spoken version. So, yeah, I could speak to my mom in that Igbo, but it's not quite the same. Also, it's just the fact that these languages are tonal, and I have an irrational, not fear, but reluctance to speak tonal languages, because literally just the way you say a word can change the entire meaning of the word. Like Igbo and Igbo and Igbo. Like that's three different words. You know what I mean? Spelled all the same way, but said differently, and that's three different words. I don't even know if I said them correctly, but that's the sort of thing that you have. And it's like, because I remember one of the few times when my dad tried to teach me language and I was getting frustrated with not saying it properly, because I thought I'm saying it properly, but I'm getting the tones all wrong, and I didn't realize that for myself. So it's like, but oh man, it pisses me off seeing people like my age and younger who know their native Nigerian languages because their parents taught them it and was speaking it at home and stuff. Like I understand why it wasn't spoken at home, because again, my mom and dad spoke two different languages, so duh. But like, I really do wish at the end of the day that they spoke to us in their home, in their mother tongues, because now as a grown adult, I'm kind of having to navigate the thing of like, oh yeah, I'm a grown Nigerian who doesn't know his home languages, and then when it comes to and me, I'm like proudly Nigerian, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like a bro, you're Nigerian, but you can't speak the language, like. And I want to pass that on to my kids, but I can't because I don't speak the language. I can't even cook the food. You know what I mean? So it's like, bro, what am I going to give to my kids besides just the fact that I look Nigerian, basically? And I'm just giving them the Nigerian look. So that's why I wish that I kind of spoke the language and stuff like that. And maybe, just maybe, I'll figure out a way to go off and speak the language, even if it's not necessarily the exact dialect that my mom speaks or whatever. Well, I'll figure that out later. Right now, I'm trying to learn Japanese. Anyway, yes, it changes the meaning. It's the same with Tagalog. How you say something really matters. Absolutely. You're Nigerian in soul and spirit. Absolutely. And that's ultimately why I'm not bugging, because like nobody could try to make me out like I'm not Nigerian. You feel me? I've been to the homeland. I've eaten the food. I've spoken the lingo. Like I've been multiple times. You feel me? Like I'm not a stranger to Nigeria, so nobody can shade me on that side. But there's definitely something to be said of being an Nigerian man, particularly a proud Nigerian man, but I can't even say my own name. Like I can't say like, hey, my name is blah 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 in my own languages. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's some learning to do for sure. And I've also had this discussion as well with my brother too. You know what? I'm gonna pause the adverts just so I can like talk on this a little bit more because I think this is a valuable discussion to have. But I've had this discussion with my brother before where it's like, I'm learning Japanese. My brother at one point was learning Spanish, and it was like, fam, we're learning these languages, right? But our people don't speak these languages. Like at least he's a little bit better because you're gonna find black people that speak Spanish, right? But black people that speak Japanese, I is definitely low to the fucking ground. My uncle speaks Japanese, but he's literally the only nigga I personally know who speaks Japanese, right? So it's like, we should be at the very least learning the languages that our people speak. So one of my brother's boys was like, bro, you might as well learn Twi because, okay, cool, you're not Ghanaian, but like Twi is out there for anybody to learn. Like it's easy to go and find resources to go and learn Twi more so than something like Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa, any of those sorts of things. So learn Twi so that at the very least you can speak with Ghanaians. Or learn French because there's how many French speaking colonies out in Africa. So you'll go and learn French and you'll be able to then go to like Ivory Coast or whatever and be able to speak with those people. Or if you go out France, you'll be able to speak with black people that are out in France because like they know, you know what I mean? You know French sort of thing. So that was another thing as well that made me sit down when I'm, studying all this Japanese. I'm like, bruh, should I be wasting my time studying Japanese? Because who am I studying this for? Besides myself, who am I studying this for? Because yes, I like the idea of being fluent in Japanese, but first of all, I don't have any ambition to be trilingual. Bilingual will do me just fine, but trilingual, that's another headache I don't know if I'm prepared for. But it'd be cool if I was a trilingual or a polyglot who speaks multiple languages. But I don't know if I got the love like that for the languages. I'd have to cross that bridge when I get there, right? But it's definitely just a thing of like, bro, you're trying to learn this language, and not only have you chosen a fucking difficult one, like, if it was French, right, and I properly sat down and committed to French, I could be fluent in French in a year. Like, it's actually doable to be fluent in French in a year. You know what I mean? Like, you sit down, you study French multiple hours every day for a year straight. By the end of it, you're probably going to be able to speak like competent levels of French. Same with Spanish. You sit down, really lock in for a year, you'll probably be speaking some competent ass Spanish in a year. Japanese, kind of unlikely, only because the languages are so fucking different. And it's like, man, so not only have I shot myself in the foot with that aspect of it, but I'm doing that at the cost of studying a language that my own people speak. Or people who look like me speak. So it's like, ooh. Anyway, I have this dilemma with Spanish and Tagalog. I just want to learn Spanish because I like it. Tagalog would be useful for my future family. So, but see, this is the thing there though, right? Tagalog is good because, you have ambitions of marrying into that. And so there, you can at least see the value add in like, hey, this is what my partner speaks, this is what my partner's family speaks, so to assimilate with them and the culture and whatever, it makes sense to be studying that, Spanish, just for fun, yeah, sure, that's where it kind of like take it or leave it sort of thing. But Tagalog, at least there's like, why did I say like Tagalog, it makes sense, right? Like, there is a purpose for that at the end of the day. And at the end of the day as well, it's something that like, when you have kids, God willing, you and Neil, let me not say his name properly. You and your partner, when you guys have kids, God willing, you'll be able to raise your kids being able to speak their father's mother tongue. as well as English. You know, like you can raise them in a household where they're speaking that. And they don't have to have the same dilemma that you've had growing up where you don't get to speak your parents' languages, whatever, you know? My people in Sri Lanka speak English, so Sinhala and Tamil is pointless. Well, there you go then. You know that, and I get. Look, it's a similar thing in Nigeria. Like Nigeria's main language is English, so it's not as if you couldn't go to Nigeria and speak to people. Like 100% you could, but to speak to your tribe of people, you know, like it's like if I went to the village in Isoko land trying to speak to Isoko people, bro, I'd be clueless because my dad's second language is English. You know what I mean? He didn't grow up speaking English. He grew up speaking Isoko. So it's like if I went back to his place and was to talk to his relatives back in the village, I couldn't speak to them because I don't know Isoko. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's also just a thing of like, you know, for people that look like me, smell like me, don't whatever. Did your parents meet speaking English? Yeah. Like my dad eventually, you know, he grew up to speak English because again, in Nigeria, English is the main language. So it's like when you move up out of the village or whatever, of course you're gonna go and speak English. But yeah, man, like I just don't have that, and it's a thing of, you know, my partner, she obviously speaks English as well, and the language that she is more familiar with is Korean. Now I ain't got no love for Korean, so I'm not gonna go and learn Korean just for the sake of teaching our kids Korean and then learning Korean. And it's like, bro, Korean, but I'm low key doing the same thing, but for just Japanese, you know, and it'll be a thing of, okay, cool. If I'm gonna be multilingual with my kids, it's gonna be in Japanese that like you barely see spoken in the UK, and it's not like I have any ambitions of living in Japan, you know, like I don't want to live in Japan. So it's like, bro, what am I gonna give my kid Japanese for out of all languages? You know what I mean? So how you're doing Tagalog and I'm doing Japanese, like your Tagalog has purpose. My Japanese really doesn't. It's just it's fun. You know what I mean? Like it's fun, and I want to mind fuck people. I want people to look at a Nigerian and be like, and then I start speaking Japanese and be like, wait, what? Like that's it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's definitely deeper than that. I'm doing Japanese because it's a language I enjoy. I'm doing it because I want to be bilingual. The ads hit. Should have skipped the ads again, but whatever. I guess I'm getting paid. I'm still gonna speak anyway. This is the reason why you should subscribe, people. If you don't subscribe, then man, I'll wait for them to finish before I carry on. But this is why you should sub. You gotta put the sales pitch in there. Yeah. But yeah, man, this is where we're at with the with the language learning, man. It's like, yeah, why? You know what I mean? Why are we why am I learning Japanese of all languages just to speak to them in a language that the people that look like them don't speak, just to speak to them like, you know. And there's also that thing of like, oh yeah, you know, sometimes you want to say things to your people without other people understanding, you know, which I think is valid at the end of the day. There's definitely situations in which, you know, you say you want to you know, not even gossip about somebody, but welcome back, by the way. But yeah, there's definitely that thing of like, you want to say something to somebody without other people understanding, or there's a way to convey it to them better in a different language rather than in, you know, your just, you know, flipping English. By the way, Dami, what's good? Welcome to the broadcast. How you doing? So it's like, all right, cool. That's the reason for learning Japanese. I get that. Cool. Like I could then create that for my children. Like, yeah, sure, we're not Japanese and we're not meant to be speaking Japanese, but here we are speaking Japanese just so we can have that, you know, conversation with each other. be able to say some things where we don't want other people to hear, or convey something that is done better in Japanese. You know, because that's the thing as well about languages. Like, there are certain things that there is no direct translation for it in English. Now, I definitely have this with the little Nigerian mannerisms or whatever. So one of the things, Dami could probably relate to this as well, right? One of the things that Nigerians do, and there's no English equivalent for this, but I don't even know how to properly explain it, but Nigerians will do something where they're like, come on, if you don't just... It's not English. It's not English, it's not a word, but every Nigerian understands what that is. You know what I mean? And so, it's like, bro, you don't get that in other... You don't get that in English, you know? You have to be Nigerian to have that. You know what I mean? Come on, my friend. You know what I mean? That's the sort of thing you get from knowing another language. There's certain things that it don't hit the same in English, you know? Like, so, like, for example, you know, sometimes you guys might have seen me when I'm playing my games or something and something catch me off guard. I'm like, Nani? Because what? Don't really hit the same way. You know what I mean? Nani? I'm like, that has the, you know what I mean? We just do the head nod, could mean yes, could mean no, only we can decide that. Yeah, and that's the thing that's exclusive to English, right? Like English speakers or whatever and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, or, you know, here's the thing, for specifically UK people, you're right could mean so many different things depending on the context, you know? But that's like a very exclusively British thing. So it's like, you don't have that in other languages. You feel me? Which is why, if you're an English speaker, particularly a British English speaker, that, you're right, is like, like you do that in English because it has that that you can't get in another language. You know what I mean? So, that's the sort of thing that I want to achieve by knowing different languages or whatever. And if, yeah, man, I wish it was my parents' languages, either Igbo or Isoko, any of those ones. If I knew those, I wish I'd be able to like converse to my children and my partner and all that sort of stuff in those languages. But they ain't taught me, and going out to learn is a daunting thing for me. So I'm gonna do Japanese, I guess. But unless I change my mind. But yeah, with Japanese, it will just be a thing of like, yeah, man, certain things I'm gonna want to be able to like say to my kids or whatever, and to convey it in English, it's not gonna hit the same. So if I do it in Japanese, it's like that's what I'm trying to get at. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, you're alright, mate. You're alright, mate. That's a British thing, fam. What's the equivalent of "you're alright, mate" in Spanish? Yeah, they probably have an equivalent, to be fair, but you know. Yes, mate. Yeah, mate. Even just mate, fam. Mate, you alright, mate? How you doing, mate? You alright? And geez. How you doing, geez? You alright, geez? Hey! Even just that. Hey! Fucking English snobs. In snobs? Yobs. Anyway, I have not watched Arrival. I have no idea what that is. Your dad didn't teach you Yoruba? See? So this is the thing. Alright, Dami, you can probably speak on this as well, because I've spoken about this with a couple of Nigerians before. But yeah, how do you feel that your dad hasn't taught you Yoruba? Also, I think I'm going to just close this because, well, I'm done making this music for the day. I think we're now in the talking part of the stream. Even though the stream is overrunning, but fuck it. I like good conversation. I like to yap, so yeah. Also, let's change the lights back in this place now that I'm not in music mode anymore. Alexa, turn the lights in the office to white.
Okay.
Thank you. So, hey, man, like Lewis, what are you telling me, boy? How you doing, boy? I ain't seen you in a minute, my man. How's life treating you, bro? Now that you have graduated away from 2K and you're not stuck in a trap with us no more. That being said, I'm barely playing 2K myself these days. Like, we're on season 3 now. Barely fucking touch the game. But yeah, how you doing, bro? What's going on? What, you love British lingo? I love British lingo. I can't say that I love it per se, but I find the use in it. Yeah, I mean, I find the use in it.
Yeah, we're definitely in Yap Yap City at this point. I don't feel any particularly way. I just wish he would have done it. BRB, no worries. I'll catch you in a bizzle. Life is good, but miss playing with you on there. I can't lie, bro. All you gotta do is shout me, bro, and we can pick up the sticks and run it, fam. I'm more than happy to jump on with you again, bro. So just let me know when I'm there, man. But yeah, bro, man, it's good to know that life is going on. You still working at your place that you were working at before? I don't want to bait out things about certain people if they don't want to be baited out online. So that's why I'm trying to be careful with this stuff. But yeah, you still working there? How's things with the missus? Like how is all that sort of stuff going? Cockney rhyming slang is epic. Bruv, Cockney rhyming slang is a weird one for me. I don't know if I like it. I appreciate the level of genius and creativity that goes into Cockney rhyming slang, but god damn, is it a mad language. Like, when you actually get into it and you listen to someone speaking Cockney rhyming slang full swing, you know what I mean? We're talking like, yeah, bees and honey, meaning money. What's it called? Apples and pears. I think apples and pears, I think, was hair. You know what I mean? Like, all that sort of stuff is like, yeah, bruv. Spotted Toad, I think, was road as well. So, yeah, it's impressive, to say the very least, man. Let me download it on PC, plug my controller in there. We could play again sometime. Hey, bro, if that's what you want to do, my boy. Also, thank you for following. That was a bit too loud. Forgot that my speakers were turned up mad high. Thank you for following, my boy. Appreciate you for that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that Spotted Toad was road. If I remember what my neighbor Barney was telling me. R.I.P. Barney, man. He passed away a couple of years ago, and it's so sad when it happened, man. So sad. But yeah, Lewis is somebody who I used to play 2K with. I've been playing 2K with him for the last, I don't know, like 3-4 years, whatever, maybe even longer. And yeah, like, he just decided to stop playing. He just one day was like, hey boys, I'm not playing 2K no more, all the best. And then he left the group chat, and that was it. No more Lewis in the group chat. He abandoned us and all the friendship. But I will say that I have Lewis immortalized on my Twitch channel, because if you check out one of the clips, which I also have on different social media as well, by the way, but one of the clips does feature Lewis in it. I'm going to try to find it if I can, but it might be a bit difficile. Where was it that I did it? Obviously, it's going to be a 2K clip, so no surprises there. I don't think it was that one. Oh, I think it's this one. Let me just verify it for myself in the background. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. What the fuck sort of sound was that? Anyway, let me show you guys this clip real quick, man. So, how do I make it bigger? I guess if I do it like this. Oh, no, that's...
Move out that way, little boy.
Wait. Pause. Back. Full screen. All right, cool. So this is the clip that I've got Lewis in. So, yeah. Also, welcome back, Dami.
Move out that way, little boy.
What's that?
Oh my lord, fucking hell, what a dog.
Hey, never in my days.
So yeah, just Lewis in the background going, "Oh my lord." Yeah, man, you live forever on my channel now because of that, broski. So yeah, thank you for giving me that clip. Well, yeah. At the very least, the memory of Lewis lives on as far as him, and 2K is concerned, because we managed to get that clip. I'll probably have a couple more clips of him on my channel, but I know, like, that one comes to mind straight away with me and Lewis being immortalized. But yeah, also the missus says hi. Oh yeah, what's up, missus? I used to call her Mrs. Floppy back in the day. So. For context, by the way, just because I don't want there to be propaganda about why I'm calling a woman Mrs. Floppy. So Lewis's name on PSN is Floppy Officer. So yeah, like we nicknamed him Floppy, obviously, and so when we were like playing the game and we could like hear his missus in the background, we'd be like, oh yeah, Mrs. Floppy. So yeah, that's how we that's how I call her Mrs. Floppy. Ah man, what do you mean Davido from Temu? Who is that? I know you ain't talking about me. Thanks for clearing it up. No worries. Glad to do that for you. Also, as a completely like random thing that I just remembered, but I kind of wanted to bring to you lovely folks at home. So for anybody who doesn't know, for anybody who might know, but whatever. But I used to have a podcast called the Forbidden Juice, and I've not done it for a few years now. Part of the reason is just logistics. Part of it is because of finding people to do it with. Part of the reason is because the podcast space is so flippin' saturated, and it's like what do I have to add to it? And a bunch of other things besides. But I've been thinking recently of getting back into podcasting and doing it myself this time. So my podcast before, I had 2 co-hosts back then, which is my boy Raf and my boy Tope. But Tope went another direction in life where he wanted to focus more on music. And then it was hard to do it with just me and Raf by ourselves, so we ended up just like kind of deading it. And then I tried to bring it back with a couple of other friends, but the vibe just wasn't the same. And one thing I really liked about it was that the old podcast, when we first started it off, it was just a way of me and my boys to hang out, but it was 3 black British men getting together, having very intelligent discussion that also had its elements of fun in it, you know? But that changed when I brought different people onto the podcast. And that's not to say that it wasn't fun, but it was different, you know what I mean? It was a different vibe. So I have held back on doing the podcast for the longest time now. But I think after having a discussion with my fiance that me bringing the podcast back and doing like the solo thing that I was doing on it would probably be the way forward. And it would be kind of similar to this, where I'm like sitting in front of a camera just like this and talking. But talking about obviously things that actually matter, not just me yapping about whatever the fuck. So anything that is topical, anything that I have a strong opinion on, that sort of stuff, like that's what I might bring back. Just for the sake of being back in that podcast space, because frankly, some people need the mics taken away from them. And I would just like to contribute something nice to the space. Because although the podcast space is saturated, that does not mean that everybody will see everything that is in the space. Some people are going to miss some valuable messages and insights and whatever that is being contributed to the space. So if I can be that person for somebody, then why not? You know, because I do think that I have, you know, some wise things to say, some thought-provoking things to say, whatever, some observations to make and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I think I might be making a podcast. So if you guys start hearing me speaking about a podcast, just know that I am potentially going to be bringing my podcast back. But one thing I need to do is sort out this fucking microphone, because I'm not even using my Yeti microphone right now. I'm using the one in the webcam. And obviously, works fucking great, because you guys can hear me just sounding very crisp and smooth and beautiful. But, yeah, this fucking microphone, this Blue Yeti microphone costing me a fucking fortune, man. They don't even work that well. So, yeah. Anyway, catching up with the chat real quick. So, Lewis, you have bought 2K on Steam? My boy. Although, you've been in the group chat, so I don't know how that's going to work in terms of, like, the voice chats. But we'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll just do them on 2K rather than, like, a PSN chat. It seems like it's something you really want to roll with. You're good at yapping too? Damn right. For sure. In it, mate. I like hearing you complain for some reason, because I do it with a certain je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? Like, look. I will admit, I'm a hater. I am a complainer. You know what I mean? I will not lie. I like to moan about things. You know, I have a lot of things in this life and the next that I can moan about. So I'm not gonna act as if I'm just blasé about everything. No. Some things grind my gears. Not enough to actually affect me. Like, a lot of the stuff that I complain about at the end of the day is really not that deep. But I put on theatrics and energy that gives it that certain, you know what I mean? And then it becomes entertainment. So, I can understand why you like me complaining. Because I complain like nobody else. He said, that's it. Now, there's a little pizzazz that I put on top of the complaining so that it's more than just you hearing someone moan, you know? It's something that'll give you a laugh and a giggle and maybe will actually get you to be like, you know what? Yeah. So, yeah. And I'll complain about all sorts of stuff, man. Stuff that genuinely I think is some bullshit, and also just stuff that's like, it's really not that deep, but like, at the same time, why is it like this? You know what I mean? Like, like flipping how prices in America, they like in certain states they show them before tax. So by the time you get to the till, you then have to add tax on them at the till. It's like, bro, why? Now, obviously for us in the UK, that means nothing. But it's one of those things where it's like, why the fuck? You know what I mean? And I can complain about that for a very, very long time. And I can make it entertaining and funny. So then I can understand why someone will like listening to me complain about such a thing. But yeah, it's definitely just one of those things where it's like, fucking why? Also, I have just remembered that there is a certain... I need to go out and buy shower gel because I have run out. And if I don't do it in the next, like, 17 minutes, basically, the shops will close in my area and I won't be able to buy shower gel. So, that is just my warning to say that I'm going to be wrapping up this this stream, like, in the next minute or two. So, any things that people want to say them now. Because otherwise, next stream. 80, I'm going to bed in work at 5. Fucking hell. Rolling 2K tomorrow, bro. Game's back. Can do DC for party chat. I don't know if everybody has Discord for party chat, but fuck it, we'll figure it out. But yeah, man, no worries. Take it easy, my bro. Might not be able to play 2K tomorrow because I'm visiting a friend who's back in the country, but we'll see. But yeah, take it easy, my bro. Good to see you again, and very happy to have you back, man. I'm looking forward to playing with you again, bro. Damn, prioritize your cleanliness. We love to see it, bro. I have to. Come on now. Like, my skin is not great. I will be the first to admit it, you know? So I'm trying to make sure that my skin kind of nice, dude. And I'm trying to, like, drink my water and fucking... Bro, I have a skincare routine, you know what I mean? I don't even have all of the stuff that I would normally use on my face because they don't have the lotion that has the niacinamide in it that I was using before. But I got this this serum right here, right? So the L'Oreal Men Expert, the serum. I've got this moisturizer instead. So the Age Defense Moisturizer from Bulldog. Then we also have the Derma Control Pimple Paste from L'Oreal as well. So those are the things that I use specifically for the face. And then also in addition to those, I have my beard care. So I have the... Also, these motherfuckers don't pay me, so I don't know why I'm showing all these products, but whatever. Alright, Dammy, you're gone. No worries, yo. Take it easy. Have yourself a good one. I have the beard balm because my beard needs taming. So beard balm as well as beard oil. So I've got beard balm and a beard oil, both from Bulldog. Just the original ones is fine for me. And then I've got my hair care. I know, I have hardly any hair. Still take care of it though. So I have my leave-in conditioner. So this, which got some Jamaican black castor oil in it. I've got a Biotin leave-in conditioning spray as well. That's meant to help with like growth and whatever. Well, we're going to see sponsored by Bulldog soon. Flipping hope so, bruv. Because I've been using their products for years and years. So, yeah, run me some bread, fam. But yeah, got the Biotin spray. Does it help with the hair growth? A little bit, but you kind of have to drink water and all that stuff as well. I've used that. Smells amazing. Yes, it does. You know, bull. I have the actual Jamaican black castor oil. Extra dark. To help with the darkness of my hair. and just the growth and the strength and all of that stuff. Because, you know, look, my hair is going, right? It's not a secret. We all know that I'm balding. So it's like, okay, cool. At some point in life, I'm going to go back to being bald. But like, can I at least slow it a little bit? You know what I mean? And make it not look too bad. You know what I mean? Like, I will say that my hair, like, you guys can see it, right? You can see the thinning over there. You can see the thinning over there. But it has gotten better, right? It's not as bad as it used to be. So I'll take that. I'm not anticipating my hair coming back. I think we're way past that at this point. But hey, look, try and take care of it. Last thing to add to my hair routine is this hair lotion that I use as well. That also has castor oil in it. So a lot of fucking castor oil for strengthening my hair and all that sort of stuff. So, you know, the hair around here, fucking loose, strong, thick, good, strong African hair. But the one over here, bro, he's on his last legs, fam. It's on his last legs. But that is everything I use, and I literally use that every single day. Like, no exceptions. I use that every single day. After I've had a shower, that's all my skincare routine. Like, when I'm not feeling lazy, I will do the face stuff twice. But that is what I use every single day, after every shower. No exceptions. I feel weird if I don't do... Like, I literally feel gross if I don't do my whatever care. You know what I mean? Like, at the very least, if nothing else, I need to moisturize. You know what I mean? Oh, also, I use this cocoa butter here for my body moisture. So, obviously, moisturize... Well, not obviously, because it's not obvious. But you're meant to be moisturizing your body and your face with two different things. Didn't know that until a few years ago. So, now I have a moisturizer specifically for my body, and now I've got my moisturizer specifically for my face. So that is all my skincare, whatever, routines and stuff. I obviously have a roll-on deodorant that I use. I don't use a spray-on anymore. Wish I did, because sometimes it's more convenient, especially for sports, but whatever. But roll-on, we got that. And then, of course, I've got my collection of aftershaves. Oh, forgot as well. When I was bald and when I do, like, my, like, certain hair removal or whatever, I've got a post-shave balm. So, we've got that. You come back and see cocoa butter because you are at the very end parts of my skin and body, hair, whatever routine. So, yeah, like Melon Lord said, showing the skin routine. But, yeah, if I shaved... Obviously, I don't shave my beard because fucking no way. But, you know, when I was like bald-headed, this is what I was using. And sometimes if I like do the body shave, whatever, you know, like manscaping. Yeah, that's it called. Manscaping. When I'm doing my manscaping, sometimes I use this post-shave balm to make sure that ingrowns or whatever don't kill me. So, bada bing, bada boom. I have a couple things over here that I don't really need to use them at the moment. Oh yeah, I forgot. I've also got my like shower routine. Like I've got shower stuff as well, but that's mainly at this point a niacinamide face wash, which I use. Sometimes I use the scrub, which is this, but I exfoliate with the scrub like rarely because I don't want to fuck up my face like that too tough. But I actually need to use it because I've not used it in a while. And then for my actual body, I just use shower gel. For my hair, I co-wash, but even though I don't co-wash every day because my hair is that short. But I co-wash if I need to, so I use a conditioner to rinse my hair out. And then every so often, like every like couple of weeks, few weeks, whatever, I'll use actual shampoo to shampoo my hair. Yes, I know it's not much, but whatever. And I also have a beard wash as well, like a beard shampoo. But again, don't use that every week. Like I use that every so often. Same time I'll shampoo this, because you're not meant to shampoo every day. Strips all the oils out and all that stuff. So that's also what I've got in the bathroom. And then when I had braids, I used to get psoriasis, and the psoriasis was fucking me up. Honestly, highly recommend this. This Betnovate scalp application. It's a little like medicine or whatever that you can put on your scalp. So good. It is so good if you got any sort of like itchiness up top up here. Like, clears it right up. So yeah, this was great when I had braids. So yeah, that is like all my skincare, body care, whatever. The only other stuff I guess is hair removal cream. You know what I mean? I do not be shaving because yeah, I get razor bumps and razor burns. So and also ingrowns kind of come a bit too much when I shave. So the creams help me with not getting ingrowns and stuff like that. So hair removal cream, baby. So I got that. And then I've got all my little like aftershaves and stuff. So like I got these 5 different ones. There's literally no point in me like showing you each of them because you're not gonna know the smells. But just know I've got like 5 of them over here. I've got this little one over here as well. And then I've got these 2 here. I do not like this one, but I refuse to chuck it out because I spent money on it. But I don't like this one. Oftentimes I'll mix it with this one instead. This Oud Aswad is fucking banging. So I need to re-up on this because I'm almost finished of this. So I need to get another one of it. Yeah, this Oud 1954 can kick rocks. I don't like it. I don't know why I bought it without smelling it. That was such a stupid idea, but whatever. Anyway, where do I get the Oud Aswad? Bro, it was from one brethren in my town centre, fam, who has like a little stall set up. I'm going to snooze the ads again so it doesn't interrupt you guys while we're having this conversation. Also, I realized I have 8 minutes to get to the shop, so I need to like end this stream very, very soon. But yeah, it was one brethren who was selling them in the town centre, so I don't know if Matey Boy is ever going to have them again, but I'll Google it as well to see like where I can buy them online and if I can buy it cheap online somehow, or if I can get a dupe made, then I'll just do that instead. But he sold me that for like 20 quid, so fair fucking play, innit? But yeah, man, that is all the skincare, hair care, whatever care that I got. But yeah, Brown Sugar Saga, if your head is flaky, honestly, like mine was flaking and itching like crazy when I had my braids as well. So this Betnovate scalp application is something I got from the independent pharmacy online. It was very, very good in helping my psoriasis. You know, so you will have to go through like an online clinical evaluation, whatever. But hey, it's definitely worth it in my humble opinion. Use it for 2 weeks and then like it's great. Oh, you got medicine for it? Happy days. There you go. So you already got that set. Anyway, people, like Damia said, I got 8 minutes, so I need to get gone because I literally need to get in my car. Oh, you know what? Yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to get in my car and drive, but I'm going to have to go to another place because I reckon by the time I get to the place I wanted to get to, they're not going to let me in probably. But it's fine. I can go to another place. Anyway, that's the end of the stream, people. Thank you very much for coming through. One more time as a reminder, my giveaway is now active on my Discord server. So check the link in my bio if you want to get involved in that giveaway. The link is in the bio. The rules are in the Discord server. It's a chance to win £20 towards PSN, Nintendo, Xbox, or Steam. So if you want some free money, basically, join my Discord, find out the rules, get yourself involved. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next stream because I got to head off. So take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll catch you guys on Wednesday, 7 till 9 p.m. All right? I'll see you guys there. Peace.